So let me bring you up to speed. My name is Wayne Campbell. I live in Aurora, Illinois, which is a suburb of Chicago. Excellent. I've had plenty of Joe jobs, nothing I call a career. Let me put it this way. I have an extensive collection of name tags and hairnets. Okay, so I still live with my parents, which I admit is both bogus and sad. However, I do have a cable access show, and I still know how to party. But what I really like to do is Wayne's World for a living. It might happen. Yeah. And monkeys might fly out of my butt.
It's extras and epilogues. Open the theater. Lights, cameras, action. Movies and reviews, things you might not have known. What happens when the credits roll? Let's get on with the show.
Two 90s slackers try to promote their public access cable show to the big time. And no, this isn't like the story of me and Hunter with Godzilla 1985. This is, it's tonight's movie. Welcome, this is Extras and Epilogues on the Godzilla 1985 network. My name is, I was going to say Wayne, it's Shannon. Not that exciting. Let me introduce the cast really quick before we talk about the film. First off is him, Stubble H.
Shannon Benjamin is nobody's friend. If Benjamin were an ice cream flavor, he'd be pralines and dick.
He's hanging on for dear life. It's Zach Kurgis.
What a catchy thing today.
And once again, back. Welcome back to the show, kids. It's the Big D, Dalton Anthony.
Hunter took the quote I was going to use.
I know.
As if.
I knew where it was going.
Not. Let me,
Did you ever find Bugs Bunny attractive when he put on a dress and played a girl bunny?
No.
No. No.
Let me tell you a little story real quick before we get into the movie. So today at the store, I had a phone call. Lately, I've had many phone calls. Lately, we've been getting a lot of scam calls and spam calls, and it's for this guy named Darnellis. So Darnellis, if you're listening, call me at the store. You're missing out on a lot of money. But today's, it's always an automated message, right? It's always an automated person, so I can't talk and make fun of him and what I normally do. Well, today, I had a call, very polite gentleman from India, I believe, and he called and he said, hello, David something, blah, 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 blah. And this is like the fifth time someone's called to the store today for David. So I go, normally I try to be nice or funny, but I just went, Jesus Christ, dude, this is like the 50th fucking time. There's no David here. So he goes, what is your name? And I knew I had to make a choice at that point, and of course I chose evil. So I said, that's none of your fucking business. And he said, tell me your name and your address, I command you. And I said, hold on, let me put this on speakerphone. So I put it on speakerphone so everybody in the crowd could hear it. And I said, say that again. And he's like, what is your name and address? You tell me now, I command you. And I just go off on him. I'm like, motherfucker, don't call here and try to act tough with me. And I went as hood as I've ever gone. Every time he tried to talk, I would get louder. And I was getting to the point where I was cutting a wrestling promo. I was like, you don't call here and try to fucking box with me because you don't have arms long enough. I'm going off on this dude, right? So he says, what is the name of your mother? Because I'm going to fuck her. And I said, well, my mom's dead, so good fucking luck with that shit. I then
tell Debbie to watch this episode.
God.
I then start screaming at him. I'm yelling at him. He eventually hangs up on me. And I apologize to everyone in the store for how hood I got. But I'm from Cairo. I mean, it's kind of in my blood. Anyway, did you find that story funny?
I sort of wish that there had at least been a moment where you went full Friday and said, don't be calling here like some straight up G, because I'll cut your balls off and hand them to you, partner.
I wish I had. I didn't think of it at the moment. I was going to pure wrestling instinct. Dalton, did you find that story funny?
There's so many people I was going to tell to listen to this episode. There went that.
So yes, you found it funny. Hunter, you found that story funny?
I found it funny. Yeah.
All right. Well, then you already had a better time with that than I had with this film. Tonight's movie is Wayne's World, and it is first pick on a nostalgic November train of yuckles.
That's right. It's my pick.
It's Hunter's pick. And finally, after years of waiting for a film Hunter loves that I can just shit all over, we finally get the opportunity. So, with that said...
Oh, this is going to be good.
Let's get to the stats. Let me take a drink real quick.
Sounds like Shannon's on some ho shit tonight.
So good. Released February 14th, 1992. It's Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
kids.
Valentine's Day film.
Yeah. Unusual.
Oh, well, I mean, kind of, but like I was gonna say, Deadpool was Valentine's Day is just a popular day to release movies.
Yeah,
Obviously, there's not a lot of like rom-com. I mean, I guess there are those sorts of things too, but just generally having a movie so that people can go on a date and watch a movie on Valentine's Day, I think that's all that matters around that time frame. They don't really care what.
This year's was Captain America: Brave New World. Yep, that was this year's.
And this was 1992. This was 1992. So this is before the TikTok generation. So at the time, this was the best way to take someone you're dating to something that they're going to hate so much they'll break up with you. See, now you just send someone TikTok videos. But, you know. Anyway, Hunter, I sent you a message.
Okay.
Okay. I'm apologizing now for what's going to transpire.
I see that.
Directed by Penelope Spheris.
Spheris.
Yeah. And listen to this pedigree: the Beverly Hillbillies, the Little Rascals, and Black Sheep. I like Black Sheep a lot. When it was called Tommy Boy.
It's all the films, by the way. Fucking hell, I knew it was coming. It's all the films, by the way. So she did the Little Rascals '90s movie, the Beverly Hillbillies movie that they made in the '90s after the show. It's these are all the movies of those sitcoms.
You know, I know I made a joke there, but those movies really aren't that bad. They're really not.
Oh no, I love the Little Rascals movie.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Everybody who grew up around that era did. Yeah, I was gonna say we all kind of
even
on that for a while.
What?
What's the number for 911?
Can we review that movie too?
I just thought for sure he was going to sing the little "I Got a Dollar" song. That's what everybody knew, right?
I got a dollar. I got a dollar.
There it is.
I knew it was coming. Today. Hey.
I thought he was legitimately asking what the number for 911 was because he was dying. Because Zach is on his deathbed over there. Beverly Hillbillies isn't that bad either. It's got Jim Varney. You really can't. I mean, Jim Varney.
That's really good.
And Black Sheep.
I grew up on that.
Written by Mike Myers and Bonnie and Terry Turner, who also created Third Rock from the Sun and That 70s Show, two classic television shows of the 90s. I mean, both of them, absolute classics. And starring, so buckle down, kids. This is going to be a fun one. Starring, you got Mike Myers, of course, as Wayne. You got Dana Carvey as Garth.
Well, hang on. Mike Myers in his film debut. A lot of people don't remember that.
Really?
This is the first feature film that he did. Yes, because up to this, it was Saturday Night Live. That's all that was going on for him. This is the first feature film that he did.
What about Dana Carvey? Did he do movies?
Carvey was in some other stuff before that. I'm almost positive.
Because he's older, right? He's like 7 or 8 years older than Mike Myers, isn't he?
He's a little older. Yeah. He's 70.
Jesus Christ! Is he really?
Yeah, and you had it right. Myers is 62, so he's 8 years older than Mike Myers. Yeah, Dana Carvey is 70 years old.
He looks fucking good for 70.
Yeah, he really does.
He really does.
I'm going to grab his filmography real fast. I honestly don't know off the top of my head what else he had been in. Well, he had a role. Actually, his the debut film role was Halloween 2. He's assistant Barry McNichol.
What? So, I got to go back and check that out. I don't remember that. That's awesome.
But yeah, he was in a handful of things before that. A couple of movies I've never heard of. Tough Guys, Moving, Opportunity Knocks. But he was also in This Is Final Tap. He's the mime waiter. Yeah, he's the mime waiter in This Is Final Tap. So there you go. And then Wayne's World. Wayne's World is his first starring role.
Well, of course, he was on SNL. This is an SNL film, obviously, if we didn't mention it at the top. Yeah. This is the most successful and I think best reviewed SNL film ever, right?
Blues Brothers. But
Blues
Brothers is a hard argument to make because
it really is.
Blues Brothers it wasn't really a sketch.
Right.
It was just those two guys playing music. I mean, it was kind of funny, but it wasn't meant to be funny. It was them just performing. This was literally, we created a sketch, we put it on the show, it elevated to a film.
Yeah, and then they decided to do that with other films. We'll talk about that here in a second, but let's get through the cast list first. Rob Lowe, looking his dreamiest.
Rob Lowe. Yeah, I was gonna say it is fucking maybe not his height because the '80s was his height, but like coming off of that, and getting to do these kinds of roles,
so
which
sexy.
he then went on and did a bunch of them. Yeah,
so sexy. I actually, when I first started watching this film, I thought I am Rob Lowe in this one way, in that I'm also, everyone's telling me, "Wow, this is so great! Look how cool this is," and he's just like, "Yeah, okay," and he turns it off. That's Anyway, crush that crush button. Tia Carrera.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Big crush on
knew
her.
This part was coming.
Big crush on her. Did you just flip me off with your little action figure, little man?
He just has a middle finger up all the time.
It's not going to get better, Dalton. It's not going to get better. It's going to get worse.
Just so you know, she's in the new Lilo and Stitch live action movie. Could still get it. I saw her and I was like, "Oh God, that's Cassandra," and I was like, "Yep, still there."
Her name was Cassandra.
I had such a crush on her in this film. She was like the Salma Hayek, but for a different race for me.
You should love it. They don't care.
Well, go ahead. Anyone who was left that you were going to keep listening to this episode is gone now. So.
No, hear me out. No,
I really thought that was about to be a nickname in the group chat.
No, hear me out. No, hear me out. Hear me out. When I was younger, I was very white. I still am. And when I was younger, my parents watched very white things. Like, we watched Westerns, we watched, you know what I mean? Like, it was the classic, like, small town white family.
While you were sitting around the table eating mayonnaise on toast, right?
Yes, and singing our favorite, like, Beverly Brothers songs.
It wasn't even toast, it was just white bread.
Beverly Brothers! Do you mean the Everly Brothers?
I think that's them. Yeah.
I need everybody to pause. He just told us how he went hood on some guy on a telemarketer not 10 minutes ago.
I'm glad you brought that up.
That's why he...
Yeah, because that's what I'm talking about.
You expect.
So the first time I watched this movie, I was like, I was not familiar with a lot of other races, like my ex-girlfriend Maria in Perryville. I was not familiar with them. So I saw Tia Carrera and I was like, holy shit, I didn't know what ethnicity she was. And I remember thinking, she's absolutely gorgeous. In the same way that Salma Hayek, when I saw her in Desperado, I didn't know many, Latin stars. And I was like, she's absolutely gorgeous. So it really opened my eyes to the beauty of the world and how people from different nationalities and ethnicities are amazing. And I just didn't know because I was so stuck in my little, white zone. And then I started listening to the rap music and then I, kind of hooded it. And well, that was wrong. I didn't mean it that way.
By the way, the actual I'm working on it. The actual name that came out of that was My Little White Zone.
That's better.
Just for the record,
I was hoping for. I hooded it a little.
No. I also want people to not listen to this episode now, but like Elizabeth Warren, we will persist. And it goes on from there because it's not just that. Meatloaf is in this movie. Alice Cooper is in this movie.
Chris Farley is in this movie. It's also Chris Farley's film debut, believe it or not.
Which is amazing. Ed O'Neill.
He shows up in anything.
And probably my favorite thing in this film.
Oh my God.
My favorite thing in this film.
Ed O'Neill is just Al Bundy in a different job. That's my favorite part. It's just it's in Chicago, right? So it's still the same area. Al Bundy got it. This is an alternate universe where Al Bundy murdered Peg
and changed his name,
got away with it, and changed his name, and now he runs Stan Mikita's Donuts.
Well, Hunter, he did it in the heat of battle.
Right.
So he's a hero for it.
That's why he tells the story that way.
Wait, he killed his wife?
He's not a hero. No, that's the thing. They called it murder.
But
the story he's telling,
But Zach just said he killed her in the heat of battle, and that's why they call him hero.
No, it's the other way. Yeah, he's got it backwards. I'm telling you, my headcanon now is that this is an alternate universe Al Bundy who went to prison for murdering Peg, but ultimately got out. And this is why he tells these stories.
All he had to do was play 5 minutes of home video of Peg, and they acquitted him.
We get it.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, as he says, the world is a twisted place.
This was also, I thought this was before Married with Children because I'm like, he looks so young. No, this is like 4 or 5 years after Married with Children started.
Yeah, Married with Children started in the late 80s, 87,
87. Yeah. So he was already well known and like, big TV star. So that was very, very cool. This is going to be a name that you're not going to hear very often, but Lee Tergesen is in this film. And I love Lee Tergesen. He was he was the guy that was doing the countdown on the TV show. He long hair. He's one of the
okay.
Yeah. And he would later
He's from Oz.
He's from Oz. That's what I know him from. Yeah, he's Tobias Beecher. Yeah. And he's so fucking good.
He gets messed up.
He had quite an arc in that show.
Yeah.
I love
that for him at first.
Also, Brian Doyle Murray. Laura Flynn Boyle plays Wayne's crazy ass girlfriend Stacy. There's more people that I can't remember.
What's his name? Russell, the guy who's the assistant, because he's in the second.
Kurt Fuller.
Movie.
Kurt Fuller.
There you go. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
He's gonna be okay. It's okay.
Robert Patrick.
Robert
is in
Patrick?
it for about 3 seconds.
Yeah, it's another great part.
Have you seen this boy? I don't have it in the trivia, but when they were putting the movie together, Myers didn't like that. He didn't think that people were going to like that scene. And pretty much everyone around him was like, just leave it in for one test. Leave it in for one test screen. And he said people went apeshit. And he was like, I can't deny it. I still don't think it's that funny. I still don't get what everyone loves about it, other than just it's a reference to Terminator. But people loved it so much that he was like, all right, fine. Fuck it. And it's great. We stole that picture for when we were we did the thing with Jordan. Have you seen this boy? And it's just the picture of Jordan. And then we did it later for Cody. Cody also did it. We probably need to do it again for Cody.
Yeah, we have no idea where he's at this point. I think that's all the big stars, but there's a lot of other people in the movie that great actors. There's that one dude, I can never remember his name. He's the one that gets the pink slip. He's got the mustache. He's a little bigger. He's a character actor. He's great. I don't remember his name, but he's fantastic in everything I've ever seen him in. So it's a solid cast. It's one of the best casts you're ever going to see. Runtime of 95 minutes. It's the sweet spot. We always say that's the sweet spot for a comedy, especially. Yep. Comedy and horror belongs right there in that section.
Yeah, absolutely.
Budget versus box office. Massive success, both critically and commercially. $20 million budget versus $183 million box office. Critical reception, 79% critical rating on Rotten Tomatoes, 6.9 out of 10. Nice. 57 out of 100 on Metacritic, which is mixed or average. A cinema score of A- on an A to F scale. Okay. 3 out of 4 stars from Roger Ebert, who said, I walked into this film expecting a lot of dumb, vulgar comedy, and I got plenty, but I also found what I didn't expect, a genuinely amusing, sometimes even intelligent undercurrent. Now, what surprised me, and I'm glad you put this on there, is that Gene Siskel also liked it and called it, quote, a very funny and most original comedy, and ranked it 8 on his top 10 films of 1992. That's surprising. Siskel was always a little bit harder on things than Ebert was,
Sure. Yeah, I think you've said it before. You're the Ebert, I'm the Siskel. When we do the comparison, usually that is the case.
I'm a little kinder. Yeah.
Knowing that generally he doesn't like that kind of thing. I mean, we'll talk about it next week with Almost Heroes.
Yes, we
will. He did
will.
not like Chris Farley. He did not like those kinds of movies. You would think that might fall back on this. But to be fair, I think Ebert is right, too. I think this is a smarter movie than people give it credit for. It reminds me a lot of Beavis and Butthead. It's the film version in a lot of ways of Beavis and Butthead. And that's what these characters are. They're stupid characters that are, played by smart people.
I want to say this real quick before the constant consumption of alcohol diminishes my ability to speak. Part of my problem with this movie, we just watched Naked Gun last night, as I told you, the new one. And I've seen that movie about 5 times now, 4 or 5 times. And I really, really love it.
Yeah.
Part of my problem with this movie, and I told Lindsay this in the car, and maybe you guys could sway me because I am always open to changing my mind. It's too smart. It's too serious and smart to be a straight up parody like a Naked Gun. But it's too much of a parody to be a straight up comedy like a normal comedy, like a traditional comedy, you could say, that doesn't go over the top so much. It's this weird middle ground of not quite completely over the top, but also too over the top to be quote unquote normal. It really exists in its own little world. And sometimes I feel like it doesn't go far enough. If you're gonna do the insane, like, joke a second parody comedy, I don't think it hit the mark. But at the same time, it wasn't serious or realistic, I guess you would say, enough to be a genuine, like, normal comedy. So it's to me, it's in a weird place. Did you guys get that too, or is that just me? And I'm perfectly accepting that that's just me.
think it might
That's
just be
just
you.
you.
Man.
I'll accept that.
I mean,
I'll accept it.
I understand what you're saying. Don't get me wrong. I get what you're talking about.
Sure.
I don't feel it, but I get what you're going for. To me, I think a lot of that might be, and because I know this is the thing you don't love. It's meta. It's a meta comedy.
It is very much so.
Where
Yeah.
literally, Wayne looks at the camera, talks to the camera. Other characters do it, and he acknowledges it. Oh, only Garth and I get to talk to the camera. So much like the sketch, where the whole point is that they just talk to the camera because that's a TV show and they're on TV. When they step outside of that realm, then it's okay. Now Wayne can literally talk to the audience at any given point in time. They flash things on the screen like it's part of the show, even though it's not the show. The whole like gratuitous sex scene and the get a load of this guy cam and all that. Which I guess that one's happening when they're watching the show. The other one's the Oscar bait. That's what it is.
Yeah,
it's the Oscar bait, Oscar scene. So it's got some meta elements. But to me, that never jumps so far to the point of like, okay, well, that just doesn't make any sense. That's stupid. The whole thing is in and of itself based on a sketch. So I kind of like that. This, to me, is the only SNL movie that pretty regularly acknowledges that it was born of a sketch, and it falls back on that regularly. When it's not doing that, then it's a solid standard film. If you didn't know anything about the sketch Wayne's World and you took out some of the meta references, like just take away the thing where it says like gratuitous sex scene or any of that like that, it would play like a totally standard comedy. You'd have to pick an ending. Obviously, there'd have to be a dedicated, definitive ending. But I think you could get away with just going, this is a perfectly normal comedy film.
My other problem is that I didn't find I love the well-known beats of the film, like genuinely the jokes that everyone knows. There's a reason for that because they're that good. The Bohemian Rhapsody scene, obviously, the rewatching it today, still the scene where they start doing the product placement. I still laughed at that. I don't know how many times I've seen that, but that's very funny. But it was those in between moments where I was just not as interested. I thought it was a little bit just flat for me. But I want to hear what everyone else has to say. Because I don't want this to be another Breakfast Club, Dalton.
Dude, I'm about to say every mean thing about you in the review section. So go ahead.
I want to get this out of the way first. We mentioned earlier that this is based on an SNL sketch, and just for funsies, because I doubt we'll ever review any other SNL movie except maybe Wayne's World 2, unless we specifically do an SNL September or something, which could be fun. We've talked about it before.
We have it laid out.
There has never been another great SNL comedy other than this and Blues Brothers, right? Or am I crazy? Because Ladies Man was whatever. Superstar I've never seen.
No, but I appreciate it.
Never seen Superstar, so I can't comment on that. I like Stuart Loves Us, or Stuart Saves His Family. I like that movie, but I think I might be the only person. And then we can all agree, I think one thing we can all agree on, Hunter, you know what I'm going to say, that the worst thing SNL ever put out probably is...
It's Pat.
It's Pat.
It's Pat.
No, it's Pat.
No, it's Pat.
Have you ever seen It's Pat? It's the dumbest
fucking...
Oh my god. Take an unfunny sketch and then make an unfunny movie, and it's that. It's so bad. Right. The joke is they can't tell if it's a boy or girl. That's the entire
that's it.
Joke. Okay.
Coneheads is not great, but it's
I like Coneheads,
as well.
Also, Farley and Dan Aykroyd, obviously.
And then MacGruber. People will tell you MacGruber
I haven't seen that
great. I've never seen it. I didn't get into those sketches until well after the fact, so I can't tell you.
I did like the sketches though.
What you just covered, yeah.
MacGruber was like kind of in that time because like it's usually the one thing I always hear is like people's favorite Saturday Night Live is whenever they're like late high school, early college. That was right in like my era of it. So I like MacGruber a lot. It's not great. Like I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, dude, it's my favorite movie. Like I would say this one because it's very much like it's funny to me because it was funny to me at the time. Whereas I feel like this is just funny.
So I'm looking through it because I was curious. We literally named them all. That's it. I thought maybe there was a hidden one. Actually, there's one I've never heard of, and it was called Bob Roberts. I've never heard of this, ever. And apparently it was written and directed by Tim Robbins. I have never heard of this film, ever.
I wonder how that qualifies as an SNL movie, because just like, Lorne Michaels produced it doesn't mean...
Right.
Bob Roberts, what is this?
Oh, so it says this film...
It's a satirical mockumentary.
It's based on a short segment of the same title featuring the same character that Robbins portrayed on Saturday Night Live, and it marked Jack Black's film debut. Oh.
Weird. Yeah,
Never heard
I'm
of
looking at
this.
them now too. I wasn't looking at the same list before, but yeah, I have never ever.
Holy shit! Well,
heard of that movie.
when you get a chance, look at the. I mean, we're not going to talk about this movie. Obviously, 'cause we're going to talk about Wayne's World, but like, look at the cast. It is that's a stacked cast. Anyway, Dalton, you were going to say mean things about me. Go ahead.
That's gonna be during the review. Don't worry.
Oh, okay. Okay. Let's talk about the movie.
Genuinely, yeah. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. I was telling Hunter I started watching Wayne's World 2 before we were recording because I was like, well, shit, we're about to talk about Wayne's World. Let's watch Wayne's World 2 because that's I like that one more than 1, but like 1 I watched last night and it's amazing how well this movie still holds up.
I told him that's the Ghostbusters rule. We've talked about this. 1 is the better film. 2 is the one you prefer.
Yeah, because 2 is the one with Christopher Walken, right? If I remember correctly.
Yes. Yeah.
And
That's yeah.
My girlfriend's
Wayne's
in there.
stock.
Lots of people's girlfriends are in there.
Girlfriends are in there. Yeah. This was just. I have not got to be on this show for a good movie yet.
Well, we hope someday you will be.
Oh, you're a piece of shit. I got like 20 minutes into it. And I texted Hunter and I was like, I'm so excited to be on here for a good movie. And then I even said, I bet Shannon's going to piss me off.
Almost like a challenge.
Yeah, it's like I could see into the future. No, I love this movie. The jokes still are very tight and funny to me. I was born after this movie came out, so I don't have like a good context for like how the comedic style was. Like I wasn't there for it. But I compare this a lot to like a Scott Pilgrim versus the World for me, where I'm like, no, this was very much my high school humor wrapped in a movie. I feel if I would have been 18 years younger, this would be the best comedy ever to me.
Well, only if you were, if 18 years younger, you were like 1 and didn't understand the concept of what a comedy is.
There it was, yeah. Go ahead, Hunter.
It's again, even though this is born out of a sketch that was on a TV show, Wayne's World as a film is, before you get a Beavis and Butthead film, is basically a live action Beavis and Butthead. They're very similar characters. Now, don't get me wrong, Beavis and Butthead are a little more degenerate. That's one thing that I think that they get away with here, that they toe the line on, that works really well, is that Wayne and Garth are really, like, when it's all said and done, they're almost wholesome. I mean, by comparison to a lot of other stuff for that time frame. Don't get me wrong; they talk about women often, but like it's always in a very positive way.
Yeah, they're babes.
Wayne's very respectful of Cassandra. Like he asks for her number, he asks her out, he learns her fucking language.
Well,
which
kind
of course
of.
he didn't actually.
Yeah, Hunter, that's a trivia. Yeah, what is that?
Yeah, Wayne nor Mike himself is actually speaking Cantonese. It's just gibberish that he ad-libbed. So most of her laughter, by the way, is legitimate in those scenes because it's just him going "Ming na, ning na wah," like he's just making up random shit. And
Also,
she was laughing her ass off.
I thought I was the most racist one. Mike Myers took that one. Also, I thought it was. I find it funny. It's that thing with the. Well, of course, the super hot rock star is going to go for the 30-year-old that lives with his parents in his basement, like, because he's the main character. So why wouldn't she?
Well, in fairness, there's a minute there where she doesn't
actually try to talk to her.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's a minute there
bullshit.
where we find out that that's the case. That's literally what we see.
Who else?
No one else tries to do it.
Who
Everyone
else?
else tries to hit on
Rob
her.
Lowe.
Yeah,
trying to hit on her the whole time.
He was not trying to hit on
her.
Did listen to the dialogue.
Yeah,
He was trying to get her on the show. Listen to the dialogue. They're speaking it.
Okay. Now he's just fucking with you.
You see,
now
I'm just fucking with you. Yeah, I'm just fucking with you. I'm just fucking with you.
No,
you see those Rob Lowe eyes?
I did really like Rob Lowe in this film, and like I know we're skipping ahead to the ending, but it's one of those few endings in a film where everyone comes together and it's like a genuinely everyone's okay moment. It's the mega happy ending, obviously, but like,
well, of course,
you don't see that very often. Even Rob Lowe was like, I learned something too, and I thought that was fun. I thought that was cute. You know, that was good.
Incredible
all
looks,
together.
Cool car. It gets you far,
but
they can't get you everything.
Right, Zach. What about you? Before you keel over,
this is gonna be like Breakfast Club again for you, buddy.
Oh, thank God! I only have to call one of my friends a hoe tonight. That's good.
I'm definitely, this is the only time I'll ever agree with Dalton. I also prefer the second one over this one.
Oh, okay.
You know what?
But
I'll fucking take it. That's not even an insult for me, Kurgus. I appreciate that.
But no, I've been watching this movie. Like my mom showed me this movie, which is really weird now that I think about it as I'm older, because I don't know why she thought this was funny. She definitely just thought I would think this is funny, and she endured it. But I enjoy it. I love this movie. I love the second one. I had to watch it like 3 times or keep starting it over at least 3 times to actually get through it because I kept getting interrupted, but it wasn't a chore. It didn't bother me that I had to restart it. I chose to restart it.
So
real quick, hang on, I gotta get this out before I forget it.
Yeah.
Because I know I've talked about this before. To that point about you being shown it, 2 things. My dad loves this fucking movie and loves these characters. Mostly because I think my dad kind of is Wayne, but like doesn't live in his parents' basement. He's just always going to be that guy who still knows how to party when he's fucking 70. And so he also showed me this movie. This was, and I often forget this for some reason, this was one of the movies that was in that collection I talk about. When when my parents were like, fuck the cable, we're not doing any of that. And I was kind of relegated to just VHS. And I had Ghostbusters and Jurassic Park and Tombstone and Raising Arizona. Wayne's World was one of those movies. Now, I got added way later in the collection there, but it was also one of those things that I could fall back on regularly. I think that's why I personally have more reverence for this one than the second. I agree the second one's very good, and I laugh a lot watching it, but I didn't see that one anywhere near as often as I saw this movie. This was the go-to. It was the only one that we had. So while I do like the second one, and I do, whether it's an SNL September or a sequel September, it's now eligible for both. So
it is.
One way or another, it could come up.
Strangely enough, I never saw the SNL skits ever. I was not into SNL at the time,
Yeah, no, and they're really, like, if you go back and watch them, they're not great. I mean, they're funny. Some of them are really good, but like,
right.
It's one of those sketches that they came to expect you to do like every single week, and
right.
So the quality kind of diminished because you were seeing them all the time. It was like Weekend Update, it was a lot of ups and downs rather than just this is going to be a banger because we're only going to do it once, every couple of months or whatever.
Yeah, unlike Domingo. Oh, Domingo.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Well, look, we could talk about. Oh, you know what? Before we get to the reviews, I do want to mention one positive about this film because I got to drag one out.
Just one positive.
Other than Tia Carrere, I like the music. Boy, this movie has a great soundtrack. This movie has a baller soundtrack. It really I did not know. This is how little I knew at the time. I really thought that. Oh God, was it Blitzkrieg Pop? Is that the name of it?
Yes. Hang on. Or no. Ballroom Blitz.
Ballroom Blitz.
Ballroom Blitz. On this Blitz by Sweet is, yeah.
Yeah, I thought they originated that song. I thought this was their song. I thought this was made for this movie.
Did too.
That's how.
I did too.
That's how much I loved it.
The very first place I ever heard Ballroom Blitz was by Crucial Taunt, and I just assumed it was their song. I actually didn't know any of these songs when I first saw this as a kid, so I just assumed they were made for the movie.
Same thing with Bohemian Rhapsody. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know.
Well, not so much that I didn't know that one, but I didn't think that it was. I didn't think that it was like like an in-universe band or whatever. But yeah, I hear it now, and I'm like, oh, well, obviously these are all a cover band.
Important to note, that scene in the car was so popular, it reignited Queen's popularity. It made them popular again.
Bohemian Rhapsody specifically, it put it back on the charts for the first time in like so many years. And I have it in the trivia there too. It almost didn't make it. Paramount thought that the rights to that song were too expensive. Lorne Michaels of SNL fame, who of course produced the movie, thought that they should do Guns N' Roses' Welcome to the Jungle. He wanted it to be something more modern. And Myers was so adamant that it be this specific song, he threatened to quit. And so
he was right.
Said, okay, fine.
He was right.
And This is the exact opposite of the Terminator 2 scene where he couldn't see how it would work, and it did perfectly. This was one where he had the vision and said, this is what it has to be. It's got to be this song. We've got to do it this way.
It's one of the most iconic scenes, I think, in movie history. I mean, to the point that even,
it really is.
Oh God, I'm trying to remember what movie parodied it. And I can't think of it now. God, it's going to drive me crazy. Oh, it's Loaded. Oh, it's going to sound weird. National Lampoon's Loaded Weapon 1. Which is nobody remembers that movie. It's Emilio Estevez, Sam Jackson, one of his first big roles. They're in the car at the end and they do the exact same scene with John Lovitz and Kathy Ireland. It's very funny. Okay, with that said, here's the part I'm waiting for. Let's get to the reviews. Now, on this show, of course, We follow a 5-point system. Right now, 2 schwings up means you love it. 1 schwing means you like it. 1 up, 1 down schwing sounds like a song, means you are indifferent or neutral. 1 down, you dislike it. 2 down, you hate it. I think most recently, the most hated movie is Mortal Kombat Annihilation. When Evil Lurks, it never was going to reach double down for me, but it's probably the most disappointed I've been in a film all year. So it was in danger, but it's still, I'm so disappointed in that. I don't want to talk about it. Mortal Kombat Annihilation was still just the absolute worst movie I've watched this year. Wait, did we watch Bad God this year?
No, year before.
Last year.
That's how much that movie has stuck with me.
Mario Brothers movie this year.
I would still watch Super Mario over when Evil. Well, no, that's not true at all. That's not true at all.
6 weeks from now, we're going to be, or close to 6 weeks, we're going to be doing a year-end wrap-up. Save it.
I love it.
Coming soon.
I love it. All right, let's talk about Wayne's World now. Because I'm worried Zach's not going to survive the rest of it. I want to start with him. Zach, please give us your review of Wayne's World.
Hey, I'm not the guest here. Dalton is. He has to go first. He'll sue you.
You're also the guest.
You're not a permanent co-host.
He's on the banner
and after
now.
Your review of Sinners, I'm surprised you got asked back.
Yeah, I didn't think Zach was going to be here.
Boring.
Well, it's not. You're going to turn me now. All right, Dalton, go ahead. Dalton, you've got things you've been wanting to say for me for years. Go ahead.
Well, unlike the liar in the room, I'm going to give it 2 thumbs up because that's what this goddamn movie deserves. Because to this day, still funny. The Foxy Lady scene alone, 2 thumbs up.
Is your favorite flavor banality?
Banality.
I'm about to turn that Benjamin.
On that.
I'm going to turn the Benjamin line into Shannon Hunter real quick.
Go ahead.
If Shannon was an ice cream flavor, it'd be pralines and dick.
You know, I don't want to interrupt your review too much here, but we didn't talk about it. It's a real shame that Myers and Dana Carvey don't get along anymore.
Really?
Well, don't they have like a mutual, at least a pleasantries kind of thing at this point?
Yeah, sort of. But just basically, Dana Carvey said Mike Myers is really hard to work with. He's very controlling. And again, that's his take on it. Myers, I think, has basically just said, "No, I'm very protective." You know, I wrote the thing. It was originally my kind of deal.
He didn't want Garth in it originally.
Well, not as much as he was.
Right.
Yeah, he didn't want Garth to be some big permanent fixture, and everyone but Mike Myers said, "No, this is a buddy comedy. You really need to lean back on him for this." And so you can kind of see. I hate that I'm going to ruin this for you probably, but if you go back and watch that scene, you're talking about that Foxy Lady scene. The whole time that's going on, Myers does not look like he's having a good time. He does not want to be there. For that whole thing that's going on,
I'm having a great time. No,
that's all that matters.
It's a longtime favorite movie of mine. It was going to be 2 thumbs up before I watched it. But getting 20, 30 minutes into it, I'm like, no, this is still the perfect comedy movie. Everything's it's very punchy. Huh?
Perfect. So this is from the same guy that recommended Ninja Turtles 2 and Batman and Robin. So
nope. That was Nostalgic November. That's not my fault. You asked me what movie I liked as a kid, and I told you.
What's
this? That's fair. I'm allowed to be broken clocks, motherfucker. All right, I'm allowed to be right every once in a while. Not twice a day.
This was my pick for this month. You just tagged on. So we'll call them old coattails. Dalton just joining on.
I'm fine with that too. It's still 2 thumbs up regardless. Yeah, the Foxy Lady scene always breaks me. Asphincter says what?
What?
It's very childish.
Exactly.
The scene in the second movie is so much better of just Christopher Walken being like I didn't get it, I don't get it.
Yeah, I love that.
He says the opposite.
We small, you big. We small. The Alice Cooper scene is still hilarious to me.
Well, actually, yes, they did have lots of visitors.
Alice, isn't Milwaukee a Native American word? Yes, Milwaukee. Means land of plenty.
It means the good land.
It means the good land.
Movie a few more years than you.
Don't quote it. He was born in it.
It was. Yeah, I was dead when this movie came out.
You'll be dead again if I have any say so.
Well, the alcohol don't get you first. 2 thumbs up.
Okay. Well, we had our first wrong review of the night. Let's go to Zach.
Are you ready for the second wrong review of the night?
Ah, hell.
Oh, it's gonna be Breakfast Club all over again, you bitch.
Ah,
He knew it.
damn it.
That's why we're here at the reviews.
And I'm about to grill your ass whenever you do your review. So 2 thumbs up, Zach?
Yeah, 2 Schwings. Definitely. I enjoy this movie. I think it's just a fun time. It's a silly comedy, and if you've never seen it, I feel like you would have a good time. Unless you're Shannon, then you're just not going to have a good time.
That's fair.
But I also love when they're on the roof and they're like talking, and she's like, "Who is that?" "That's my ex-girlfriend." "Oh, she has nice legs but low self-esteem." And then they proceed to fall through the thing. And yeah, no, like me and a few other people that we all mutually know here, there's still days that if we're all in a car together, Bohemian Rhapsody comes on, that scene happens, yeah, we're all headbanging. It happens. It doesn't matter. It has to happen. But yeah, no.
Go get my
2
wife to do
Schwings for
that.
me.
Every time same deal.
Okay.
2 Schwings, and I can't wait for the second one because I love that one more.
Okay. Now that the amateur's out of the way, let's let a real professional reviewer get a hold of this bad boy.
So it's Hunter's turn?
Bieber.
I'm giving this film 2 thumbs up. Are you fucking stupid? I fucking hooked you this entire time. Come on. Gotcha. Look.
I knew. I've known all day.
Hunter and I
by
have
the way.
made collusion about this the entire time. I'm like, I'm gonna fuck with Dalton this
I have
entire
the
review.
receipts to prove it.
Look, Christ, because I thought you were going to be on some hoe shit tonight.
No.
I'm very glad that you weren't. We can be friends again. This is good.
No, look. Some of the criticisms I had are legitimate. Like there were parts that I was like, this isn't as funny as I remember it. But even when it wasn't at its funniest, it was still entertaining. Like just the actors are so endearing, the characters are so endearing, and this is one of the most quotable and
Oh my god,
parodied movies in comedy history.
Yeah. People talk about Anchorman as like, you remember before memes we had Anchorman? And it was like, you remember before Anchorman when we had fucking Wayne's World?
Yeah,
because that was the movie we were quoting all the time.
Michael Scott does.
My favorite comedy growing up was also probably, I mean, other than Ghostbusters, but I didn't think of Ghostbusters as a straight up comedy because it had too much horror in it. It had too many, ghosts and stuff like that. But Wayne's World and action,
again,
right?
Epic.
But Wayne's World was the one I always went back to because it is funny and I did like the characters and I was truly in love with Tia Carrere. Like that's no joke. Oh my god, I had the biggest crush on her. It's not my favorite comedy. Like I genuinely, not talking about the new Naked Gun, but the original Naked Gun. I wasn't lying when I said this earlier. I like when my parody comedy goes full parody and it's ridiculous. Naked Gun is a perfect example of that. Airplane, stuff like that. But just because it's not the exact same, it doesn't mean it's any worse. Wayne's World is one of the most likable comedies of all time. And even though it's not my favorite comedy, it's definitely up there. So I was gonna give this a positive review, but then Hunter told me what Dalton said, and I said, "Okay, motherfucker, I got you." I've been messaging Hunter this entire time, going like, "Oh, he's gonna fucking flip when I hook him." But yeah, it's a really wonderful film. Unlike next week, which next week's Almost Heroes, right? It's my pick.
Yes. Yep.
Almost Heroes is a dumb, funny movie. And I love it. Like, I feel like I'm going to give it 2 thumbs up, but I don't expect anyone else to. I feel like this is, with me, what Zach is to Strange Wilderness. It's like, but I love that movie, but I don't expect everyone else to. And it will not diminish my enjoyment of it. But I think Wayne's World is a much safer, well, of course, that's a classic comedy. It's not perfect, but it's so quotable. It's so endearing. And it is by far, if I've seen the Blues Brothers, it was so long ago I don't remember it. To me, this is
I don't think I have either.
This is the bar when it comes to SNL films for me. And I don't think they're ever going to make another SNL film that's better. And I do genuinely worry that they're going to make a Domingo film. But that's all I will say. It's 2 thumbs up for me. If I had to be super duper fucking specific, it would be closer to 1.5 because I don't love this as much as everything else, and I don't like it as much as everyone else here. But I also will not lie and say that I didn't enjoy watching the movie. Of course I did. It's a very good film, and it's very funny. So that is my review. I'm glad I got to fucking CM Punk Dalton there for the first time. Hunter, it's up to you.
Yeah, this is move over trick or treat. This is a 4-player 2 thumbs up, which is pretty impressive. We don't get those all that often because when we talk about things being 2 thumbs up or 2 thumbs down across the board, there are times when that means it was just me and Shannon. For the longest time, Mario Brothers was the 2 thumbs down standard bearer, and it was just me and you.
Yep.
Although I don't think anyone else would have given it anything.
And we also didn't hate anybody enough to make them suffer through it like we did.
Right? Yeah. Exactly.
Which Super Mario Brothers one?
93.
The new one or the old one?
93. The Janko cut specifically.
Now, the new one sucks too, but we're not going to get into that right now.
It's a different kind of
I was just like, I was like, I wouldn't have given it 2 thumbs down. The 93, yes.
Look,
I'm with you on that.
I will say this really quick. I just got to get it out. Mario Brothers, the new one, visually stunning and has a lot of great elements. So that gets it out of the 2 thumbs down category for me. And I enjoyed it, even though it's not great. 93, though, had none of that. 93 was just a full-on fucking train wreck. So anyway, sorry.
Nope. Yeah, this is you guys really covered. This is happening a lot to me. By the time we get here, it's like, these are all things.
I can let you go first sometimes from now on. I think we should.
No. It's okay. It's I just kind of want to reiterate a lot of those same points. It's the best SNL movie, I think. Again, I don't know that I've seen Blues Brothers either, but I think this, at the very least, is a better example of an SNL movie. Because again, Blues Brothers is not really a sketch. Yeah. It's 2 guys performing music, and then they turned it into a film, which apparently is a great film. But this is taking a sketch and elevating it while still remaining true to what it was before that. We still get the full examples of these guys putting on a show in their basement. We just get an actual story about what happens when they try to do something bigger than that. It's infinitely fucking quotable, to the point that I realized it's not just I've seen this movie a bunch of times and that's why I know the dialogue. It's because almost everything in it is in some form or fashion a reference to something or funny to say on its own. I still, to this day, anytime that somebody shakes a piece of paper at me, I do the Wayne and Garth with a check, $5,000 each. It's you can feel them just kind of falling into these natural roles, and that's why it saddened me so much when I first saw it, or became aware that Mike Myers and Dana Carvey don't really get along, because those 2 characters, those 2 people playing those 2 characters feel like brothers. They feel like they know each other perfectly. They are in sync with each other at any given point in time. It feels like a lived-in world, which is kind of a weird thing to say for something like this. And there's so much of the meta references and the goofy stuff. But I think that stuff works because it feels like a real place. Whereas Scott Pilgrim, to make a comparison that we were kind of making earlier, does the exact opposite and goes, this world isn't real at all. Everything you're seeing is a heightened, extreme version of what's going on. Wayne's World goes, no, these are real places. We're going to tell you. It's in Aurora, Illinois. It's these guys who are doing this basement show. Now, there's a lot of weird shit that's going to happen around it, but it's going to play back to the original idea of the sketch, of who they are and what they do. It really follows a lot of the classic comedy setups of just simple story structure, basic exposition. Here's what's happening. Here's the climax of it. Call it good when it's in. And then the fact that all 3 of the endings are funny. I'm not a big fan of we can't pick an ending and we don't know what to do and it kind of fell apart, because SNL is notorious for that, especially nowadays. When a sketch ends on SNL and you go, God, they were doing so good, and then they had no idea what to do with those last 3 lines. Yep. This feels like it could have been that, and yet all 3 are funny. I mean, when they first ended with him literally carrying Garth in the burned house going, why? And Rob Lowe dead seriously to the camera going, you really think she was going to end up with Wayne, did you?
And that's true. Did you see her in that bikini? Jesus Christ, of course she's not going to end up with Wayne. Something I forgot to mention, I want to say it really quick. I'm so sorry, but I'm going to forget if I don't mention it. The only reason I said, one of the reasons I said this bordered closer to 1.5 than 2 for me is because the characters of Wayne and Garth specifically, literally no one else for me, they came so close sometimes to borderline obnoxious, but they never crossed the border. It never got to a point where I was sick of the characters, but there were times where I was like, okay, I find everyone else around them funnier than them sometimes, but they never crossed the line. They never crossed the line. They never made me want to not see them. So I just want to mention that.
Well, and I think that's why it's a good point, and I was gonna at some point in time get there. I'm glad you said it in that way because, like, I think they do a good they make a good point of not making them consistently the only focal points of the entire movie, which is kind of weird. Actually, to give you a little preview, I already watched Almost Heroes. I actually just watched it tonight. And one of my early criticisms of it is this movie should be more Chris Farley and Matthew Perry and less everybody else. They're the funniest things in the damn movie.
Well, except Eugene Levy. I liked him. Guy Fontenot.
Yeah.
I'd like to change my review.
We'll talk about it next week. Dalton's gone. He's out. He can't take it. He's worried about what's going to happen.
He loves Almost Heroes.
I just heard one of the cats. I'm going to be right back.
I also heard one of those cats. So
I did not.
You should go do that.
I was raging.
I heard it. Anyway, yes, it's very funny. It's infinitely quotable. It's the perfect runtime. It's about as good as it gets. It's a movie I can watch over and over and over and never be tired of. So I'll stop rambling.
It's not rambling. It's reviewing. Is what they call it.
It's true.
I like Almost Heroes. Okay, let's get to the ending. Wayne's World crew hacks into... Huh? Oh, well, let's see. I actually haven't read this part yet. The Wayne's World crew hacks into Sharp. I was going to give it 1 thumb up, by the way. But I think, and I want to explain myself. I think there's more good than bad. And I am kinder to films on this show than I think everybody else. Except maybe Zach. Except Sinners for some fucking reason. I thought there were so few negatives that I had versus the goods that I couldn't, I wanted to give it a good review. But... I don't know why I mentioned that. The Wayne's World crew hacks into Sharp satellite television and broadcast the crucial taunt performance. Did they sing their own songs? I always wondered that. Did Tia Carrera actually sing that?
That I don't know. For a second, I was going to go, no, we just talked about this, but I see what you're saying. Not were they covering songs? Are they actually performing? That I don't know. It looked like at least the rest of her band looked like actual performers, and that did sound like her voice. So I'd be willing to believe it was her.
I hope so, because she was badass.
She was. I was doing research on it before we got here. She apparently was like a trained singer, like she was singing since like 8th grade.
That's awesome.
And so she actually recorded all of that.
I don't know martial arts. Everybody was kung fu fighting. Ooh.
I love that scene.
I love that he said it and then instantly regretted it.
I was going to say before the show, like I joked about this being me and Hunter, but like I see a lot of myself in Wayne in that local dude that's trying to do big things and wants to do big things, but is also incredibly socially popular, but socially awkward and says all the dumb things to the hottest girls. That's me in a heartbeat. That's just me. That's me in a cat's tail. Anyway.
I don't think I'm all that much like Garth.
You are not like Garth.
I think as a duo we are. I think individually I'm not.
I think
I don't get here
Wayne
and go.
Garth.
I'm having a good time.
I think that's more me actually. Crucial taunt usually when I live. Crucial taunt performance from Wayne's basement where Sharp and Benjamin converge. Unfortunately, Sharp declines to offer Crucial Taunt a record contract. As a result, Cassandra breaks up with Rain permanently. What a bitch. Rain with Wayne permanently. She and Benjamin depart to a tropical resort, and she's very hot in that bikini. Stacy reveals that she is pregnant with Wayne's child, and finally electrical fire destroys Wayne's house and kills Garth. Dissatisfied with this ending, Wayne and Garth turn to the film's audience and halt proceedings. They restart the scene in which Benjamin is unmasked as the old man Withers in a Scooby-Doo parody ending. I hate that.
I also love that they set that up. Old Man Withers is
earlier in the movie.
They talk to him about the amusement park, and then they say he runs the haunted amusement park. There's a bunch of little callbacks and shit like that.
I like that a lot.
Funny.
Yeah.
The cop, they bring him in multiple times with the whole cavity search thing.
Yes.
He tells him that story early on. You're like, why is he telling that story? And then of course when he has Benjamin there, just one more thing that I need to take care of.
And then that same scene.
He's like walking funny when he goes
that same scene 3 times in a row. It's always him doing that. Yeah.
It's so good.
Still unsatisfied with the ending, they restart again with a mega happy ending in which Cassandra successfully signs a record contract and shut up. And begins a relationship with Wayne. Garth begins a relationship with the waitress. Of course he does. Why not? While the reformed Benjamin learns that money and good looks do not necessarily bring happiness. I love you, man. I love you too. No, you don't.
I love you.
I love you.
No, you don't, man.
All right, so where does the film go from here?
I love you, Dream Woman.
Well,
so I think if they just decided to make like a whole music festival for the second movie, that would be the ideal
And they could call it like Wayne Stock.
I think a good idea. Right? Why has Mike Myers not written this? Well, it's okay, Zach. We'll carry this show for the next minute.
No, he's just so legitimately. By the time that Wayne's World was ending, I legitimately did think I was going to give it like 1 thumb up, because I did like it, but I did not like it as much as everybody else. But when it got to the part where he says, "I love you, dream woman," the way he says it made me laugh so hard that I was like, okay, so I can't.
It's so funny.
I can't. And that, because I hate, normally I hate films where like, okay, why would this hot girl be interested in fucking Garth of all people? And in this film, it didn't matter. The way he says, "I love you, dream woman," just cracks me the fuck up so much.
Look at the second one.
Also, Garth is extremely intelligent. Like, he's very capable.
Did you see his hair? Or his dog's hair, though? The dog hair made me laugh. The dog hair made me laugh.
It was 1992. That was the fucking style.
Dude, that made me... What is
that
dog
also
came
reminds
in?
me. They did the Anchorman bit before Anchorman. His dog comes in and he does the whole thing about, what, Wayne's been attacked by aliens. Or what? Oh, I'm sorry, I misunderstood. Wayne's outside. That's just, what's his name? Baxter.
Yeah, I don't speak Spanish.
Ate an entire wheel of cheese and let's get you in your PJs.
She's got those little spike bracelets on.
Again, this movie is so influential.
And Garth has all that licorice. Like, he's constantly on deck.
Like, I just made a point of that. And also, Garth has all that liquor.
Well, he was asking about how the women love licorice.
Oh, brother, that was 5 points ago.
It's shocking to me. It's shocking to me that they have not been able to make a good SNL movie since this, really, and part 2, to be fair, because I also really like part 2. I also think part 2 is better than this one, or at least it's more enjoyable. It's shocking to me though that with all the sketches they've done, that they have never been able to make another film that comes even close to this. Because even if you like an SNL movie, none of them come close to the idea of being like a classic.
No, they're not. Right, they're not great films. I'm really surprised that they didn't talk Bill Hader into a Stefan movie. That was what I thought was going to happen. That was going to be the one. Stefan was going to be a deep enough character they were going to pull something out of that.
I think Domingo. I really do think they'll make a Domingo film at some point if it continues on this trajectory.
God. They only will do it if they get Sabrina Carpenter to play in it.
She absolutely will play in it.
She would have to be the lead actress in it.
She absolutely will.
Which I don't think
that's the plan at this point. Because, I mean, the MacGruber movie was, years ago at this point. I don't know. It's like, Michaels has any interest in trying to do one of those.
I think they made a sequel, and it went straight
it was a TV show, wasn't it? Yeah.
It was still a long time ago.
It was a streaming.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was...
2010 was MacGruber.
Wow.
5 years.
So, and look, they're not wrong, because SNL just I don't know how you can have these incredibly funny characters and setups and not be able to make a funny movie based on it. Wayne's World was like a blueprint on how to do it, and then they never capitalized on it again.
So, I think, to take it back to wrestling, I think the reason this works and other sketches don't for this is because I think Mike Myers had a through line in his head on how this character actually is.
Yeah, it was his baby.
Think whenever they said we want to do he's like, I want to do a Wayne's World, or Michaels was like, I want to do a Wayne's World movie, and he already had the story in his head of what the backstory of this already is, versus we're just gonna throw shit against the wall, which is a lot of Saturday Night Live, and see what sticks, but there's no before or afterthought for that. Whereas I feel like Mike Myers very much had, this is what this character is already, so the movie, again, the opening monologue of the show, I'm willing to say that was an idea that he had in his head when he first wrote the sketch, where he was like, oh, this character has motivation. That's the word I was looking for. Was this character, I'm sure Michael Myers already had motivation for this character, which led to a story. Mike Myers, my bad.
Michael Myers. Yeah, thank you, Zach. Yeah, so the difference between somebody like a Domingo and a Wayne, what is his last name? Campbell, thank you. Yeah. It's the alcohol.
Wayne Campbell and Garth Algar.
I knew Algar, but I kept wanting to say Wayne Algar, and I knew that wasn't right. The difference between a Wayne Campbell and a Domingo is Wayne Campbell is a fleshed out character, even in the sketches. He is a rock loving host. He's, the humor's very there. Domingo is the same fucking skit every time, and it never changes.
Right.
It's like, Hunter, I know you and I are the only ones in the world that loved it, but Aristotle, was that, I believe it was his name? When he
Aristotle, sorry.
Yeah. When he would do what was his name?
Shit. I know you're talking about the thank you for this.
Thank you for this. It was the same thing. You can't make a movie out of that. But the problem is SNL would take characters like that and try to make movies based on them. Look at the Ladies Man. Angelo. Look at the Ladies Man. Look at It's Pat. You take a one-note character and try to turn it into a full-length film, and you fail. Whereas Mike Myers had a vision for Wayne and the character. He was a person and not just a bit character. So I think there's a huge difference in that.
Well, and again, this is the first time you see Mike Myers do that. Then he goes on to prove how many other times he could do it, because Austin Powers was the same kind of deal.
Sure.
Austin Powers could have easily been a one-note joke that would have been a sketch on SNL where you go, oh, what if there was like a
what if James Bond was
unfrozen from the 60s? Yeah,
right.
was over the top. That's
Yeah.
it. But he makes him, again, a fully fleshed out character to the point that over the course of 3 movies, you learn an awful lot about this character and know a whole bunch about him by the time it's done.
And
I
know
love those fucking movies.
I also love those movies. I also know that his role in Shrek is very big. It's probably what everyone knows Mike Myers for, more or less, other than Austin Powers.
Yeah.
But he was in a film that I don't think a lot of people have watched, but I did, and I genuinely loved. And I would love to talk about it at some point in this movie. It was called...
Can I guess?
I bet you're going to know what it is, because we're in sync. Go ahead.
Is it So I Married an
Axe-Murderer? Yep, that's 100% it, with Nancy Travis.
I knew that's where it was going.
He's very good in that movie, and I really like that. Was another movie I grew up watching and really liked. I would love to review that film, because that is an actual like serious comedy without the over-the-top parody that Myers is so known for. He got me doing that shit now. That's
it doesn't help that Lorne Michaels got said so many times tonight that like both names are in my head.
Really unsung hero. Okay, where do the characters go from here? Well, there is a Wayne's World 2, and it is very good. And there's also, speaking as someone who owns a video game store, there was also a bunch of video games based on the movie. Not good. All terrible. So I'm out.
No.
I'm going to go ahead
Isn't one of them kind of like Paperboy kind of thing, just with Wayne?
The only game I remembered was the side-scrolling action platformer where he had his guitar and you would like shoot notes at people and stuff. It had so little to do with Wayne's World. Like, I get you had, constraints with the systems you were doing and shit, but like it was just bad. That was during that period where
oh my god,
video game movies or movie video games were just like horse shit until GoldenEye. GoldenEye nuts that part.
It's literally just a still of him and Garth's head.
Yes, on deformed bodies. Yeah,
man.
It's very bad. All right, Zach, what do you have for this before we go on? Anything you want to say, like for the future of the series? Would you bring him back? Would you reboot it? You wouldn't reboot it because who the fuck would you get to play Wayne and Garth? Ashton Kutcher? That period's gone now. Timothy Chalamet? Okay.
Yes.
The wine has kicked in extensively.
It has.
Timothy Chalamet and Dana Carvey.
Timothy Chalamet and Tilda Swinton. That's my Wayne and Garth.
So I can definitely tell you, I don't want them to make a third one, but if they made a third one, I'd watch it.
I think they should make a third one. No, I'm serious. I'm serious. They
pick up with the exact same characters.
They did Bill and Ted. They did Bill and Ted, and regardless of I've never watched it, so I can't really comment. But I've heard it's not terrible.
It's right.
Yeah, so you could easily pick up Wayne and Garth, 30 years later, where they haven't gone anywhere. They're still doing the same thing.
I also don't want a Blade 3 situation.
That was a bad film.
Like if they're not like on the same page, I don't want them making a third movie.
Yeah, I got what you're saying now. Yeah.
I don't want CGI'd eyes because you don't want to open your eyes. Come
you
on,
also,
bro.
you
Open
also
your eyes.
you also don't want to do a Wayne's World film where Garth isn't part of it. Because it's called Wayne's World, but it's a combo.
Unless it's going to be like a movie where we start off and we're following Wayne as he's doing what he's doing now, and then like him and Garth reconnect. Like say there was some fallout that happened after the second movie that we don't see, or they both get their families, they their families move them to opposite sides of the country or something.
Sure.
I don't know. But, I
Hunter.
mean, that would be okay if you're not going to have Garth in it the whole time. But
Hunter.
I still don't think it would work.
Hunter, there's a scene in Almost Heroes where Matthew Perry's looking through the telescope or whatever, and he sees the naked Indian, and then he tells Chris Farley, "Look at the object of my affection," and it's Eugene Levy's hairy ass. Anyway, Dalton, what would you do for this? It says, "Welcome to Snake's Bend." Anyway, go ahead.
You almost got it.
I wouldn't touch it. Like, I would not add a third movie. I think the only thing you could do, but it's 20 years too late for it, is have them actually make the show like a very popular, like, I guess you could do it in 2010 and make it a YouTube show where they're doing it on YouTube instead of public access, but they're having to deal with the current musical landscape at the time, which is so not rock music friendly anymore. And them coming to terms with that, but that's not even an interesting enough premise for me to want to watch that.
And yet,
like,
you
I think
still
one and
would.
two. I think it's the Back to the Future thing. They made 3 great movies. They said everything they needed to say. We don't need to add to it. And I feel that same way about Wayne's World and Wayne's World 2.
Well, they made one great film with Back to the Future, and then they made 2 good ones.
Careful.
It's all one giant film.
I'm just saying. Double H, what about you?
One giant film.
What about you, Hunter? What would you do?
There's 2 ways you can do this. One is basically what you guys have been pitching up to this point, which is it's the reboot mentality of, okay, cable access went away for the most part. Public access went away. So what do you get instead? It's YouTube. It's TikTok. I think that's funny enough for one sketch on SNL. I think you could get something funny out of that, of them trying to navigate being either on YouTube or now it would you would skip YouTube entirely if you're doing it in 2025 and it would be TikTok. They would be trying to navigate TikTok. That's maybe funny enough for one sketch. The reality is, I also agree. There's not another film here. There's not another story to be told here. I think the reality is we're just talking about what happens to these characters after this. And that's hard to talk about because while we're not really acknowledging it a lot in the review, they can break reality. So whatever happens to them afterward is whatever the hell that they want it to be.
I want to say really quick, if it was based more on reality, as someone who kind of takes on the Wayne persona of, hey, I created something and I'm a hot girl and all that, he'll fuck it up. I fucked it up many times. The hot girls will leave, and then you will be alone and miserable working at a video game store. So that's Wayne's future. Okay, Hunter, go ahead.
The marble mouth is starting a little bit. You can hear. That's when it really.
We're talking in cursive a little bit.
Well, what's really sad is that I already have like kind of a Ric Flair thing going where I slip into this horrible lisp occasionally, so the alcohol doesn't help. Woo!
These characters after this continue to do these are. There's a literary term called a static character where they don't actually learn anything, which is one of my favorite parts of the end of this movie. I didn't acknowledge it earlier, but when they do the mega happy ending and it's, everybody got what they want and Benjamin saying, and I learned this, they say they learned stuff, but Wayne and Garth didn't learn shit.
No, they're still
they
assholes.
Didn't learn a lesson at all.
Yeah.
And that's the best. Well, I don't know if they're assholes.
Well, what he did to the arcade guy, the arcade guy didn't deserve that. He did nothing wrong. He wasn't an evil character.
He did exactly what he did to the suck cut guy. And the whole point was, if you want to be on the show and promote your thing, we'll let you do it. But we're going to do what we always do. We're going to make fun of you in the process.
While it cuts.
Which, by the way,
it certainly does suck.
It did not suck and cut. It barely lifted his hair. Anyway, sorry.
It just sucked and pulled.
It just
that was a real thing, by the way. You could buy those things. I forget what it was called, the Flow Bee or something. It was a whole thing. You could really buy those. Anyway, of course he was going to do that because, again, that was the whole point of the show. If you want the show to be what it was, if anybody truly believed in it, they had to let them be who they were going to be. I think they're going to go right back to, now that they've got the rights to the show back and they can do whatever they want, they go right back to doing the show the way that it was as long as they can do it. I think that's the reality of it. This is one of those stories where the characters live on exactly as they were from the beginning to the end, and you don't worry any bit about what the future looks like for them because they live in this kind of static universe. That's it.
Okay. Well, that's going to bring our our review for Wayne's World to an end. And that's not it for November, obviously, because this is our just kind of nostalgic picks. Doesn't always mean that they're like our favorite movies, but they're nostalgic. For whatever reason, next week I picked Almost Heroes, and I stand by it. I will not be swayed until I watch it again. Then perhaps I will be swayed. But I remember liking it. Anyway, tomorrow we have an all-new After Dark. It's actually going to be a very fun show for once. We're going to talk about politics. The Democrats made a point last night. It was loud and proud. We're also going to be doing a fun top 5 with songs that remind you of a scene in a movie. I actually like this a lot. Yeah. I like this a lot. Lindsay came up with this one. This is a very good one.
I have a very extensive list.
Yeah, because there are certain scenes in a film. Hunter, I'm going to ask this now because this may make my list. But as an example, do you have anything from Reservoir Dogs in yours?
Yep. Dude, it's the most iconic one. That's literally
you literally know what I'm talking about. Yeah, you literally know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
To be fair, I just had it on there because it's one of those things that I think everybody is going to have on there.
Yes.
Now, I could take the same thing, use the exact same song, and say that I prefer the scene from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, but that's just me.
But the point is, there are sometimes in films, TV, whatever, where a song will just remind you of that scene, and it's iconic. And that's what we're going to be talking about tomorrow. On Friday, I think we're going to be streaming a little bit for the fun of it. Why not? Wheezy, that's for you. I know you listen to the shows, too. We'll be streaming. That'll be a lot of fun. And then Saturday, big Saturday, as it is every week. You love it. You know you fucking do. It's PZ85 Pro. It earned us a Twitch affiliate status, so you know you love it. Here's what's coming up on Saturday on PZ85 Pro. Mr. 100 is in action. Double H faces Johnny Wheeler once again in a return match.
Rematch.
The Academy, Dalton Anthony and Bowman are going to be on the show. The Wheelin' and Dealin', that's Junkyard J, this man up here, and Johnny Wheeler. Junkyard J will be in singles action because Johnny Wheeler. No, I was getting there. I slipped a little bit. Johnny Wheeler. Johnny Wheeler.
Don't make that boy fight twice. We both know that ain't gonna work.
Johnny Wheeler. He can barely win one match. Johnny Wheeler and Junkyard J in singles action. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Starry the Queen main event defending the PZ85 Pro After Dark Championship against Big T in the main event. That's huge. Last week we saw Austin Lane debut in the main event. Dalton's getting flashbacks right now. This Saturday, PZ85 Pro, 8:30 p.m. is when the show starts. Oh, go ahead, Dalton. No, I want to hear it. Go ahead.
Is he still wearing E-Lucha gear?
Oh.
See it if he's listening. I'm going to get a mean text message.
That's this
Someone's
Saturday.
Someone's going to rat that one.
PZ85 Pro, and then after that we're playing Repo, as we do every Saturday night. It's going to be a lot of fun. On Twitch, you can find us facebook.com/Podzilla1985 and on Twitch at TwitchZilla1985. Please tune in. Next week we'll do all again. For now, the balcony is closed. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next week. For myself and Double H, and for Dalton and for Zach, we appreciate it. Double H, take us out.
All right, Dalton, you ready?
Yeah.
Well, that's all the time we had for our podcast. We hope you found it entertaining, whimsical, and yet relevant, with an underlying revisionist conceit that belied the podcast's emotional attachments to the subject matter.
I just hope you didn't think it sucked.